Today, we're tackling something that, well, it might seem obvious, but it's absolutely key. Real-life English.
Yeah.
Forget just memorizing grammar rules from a book. We're diving into the practical language you actually need.
Yeah, the stuff for connecting, getting around, just thriving in everyday situations.
Exactly. This isn't really about,
No.
passing some written test.
No, it's about feeling confident ordering food or understanding directions someone gives you on the street.
Or even just making that little bit of small talk that builds connections. It's the English that sort of unlocks your daily life if you're in an English-speaking place.
Precisely.
And so, to get right into it, we've gathered some examples, typical conversations you'll hear all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission today really is simple. We want to equip you with useful phrases for these very common spots, help you feel a bit more at ease, more in control.
Okay, so where should we start? Maybe the grocery store? Super common experience.
Perfect. Yeah, seems basic, but think about how many little interactions actually happen there.
Totally. You're always asking for something or where something is.
Okay, so picture this. You're in the produce aisle, right, looking for strawberries.
Okay.
You might go up to an employee and ask something like, "Hi there, do you have any fresh strawberries today?"
Yeah, and what's interesting there is it's simple, direct, but still polite, isn't it?
Right.
That phrase, do you have? It's so fundamental for asking if something's available. And adding fresh just makes it specific.
And today also helps, I guess, if stock changes a lot.
You can, yeah. Though sometimes it's implied. So they might say,
They might say, yes, they're right over there, next to the apples.
uh-huh. Clear, concise directions. Using a landmark, like next to the apples, makes it way easier to find.
Definitely. Okay, so you find them. Now you need to know the price.
Right, so you'd probably say something like, great, thank you, how much are they?
That combination, the thank you, and then the direct question, feels very natural.
It is.
Okay.
And the answer is usually just as direct. They're $3.50 per box. Something like that.
Short, sweet, gives you what you need.
And then to buy them,
I'll take 2 boxes, please.
easy. And notice the contraction all, very common in speaking. And please, of course, always good to add.
It's funny how we rely on these little functional phrases constantly, almost without thinking.
We really do. They're not complex grammar structures, are they?
Not at all. But they're like the engine of a smooth shopping trip. You hear and use variations all the time.
Okay, good one. Now let's shift gears. Another daily necessity, getting coffee.
Oh yeah, the cafe order. Slightly different vibe, maybe, but just as common.
Definitely. So you walk up to the counter.
And the barista hits you with the classic, "Hi, what can I get for you today?" Friendly, open-ended, starts the whole thing off.
And a typical response may be something like, hi, could I get a large cappuccino, please?
Okay, so could I get here? Is that different from can I get?
It can be, yeah. Sometimes could I get feels a touch more, maybe formal, or just softer perhaps. But honestly, can I get is also totally fine in most coffee shops. They both work.
Right, okay. So the barista might then just say,
Sure. Anything else? Quick? Efficient? Checks if you're done ordering.
yeah, and maybe you're not. So you say, yes, I'll also have a blueberry muffin.
Yeah.
Using also there makes it clear you're adding something on.
Smooth. Then comes the total. Often just, that'll be $6.75 to go.
Ah, the to-go part. That's just short for would you like it to go?
Yeah.
Right. Common in busy places.
Exactly. Saves a bit of time. And you just finish with,
Yes, please. Thank you. And that's the exchange done.
it's interesting, isn't it, how even for a similar goal, like buying something, the context grocery store versus busy cafe might just slightly change the phrasing we lean towards?
It really is. Okay, so we've done transactional English, buying things. What about the less structured stuff? Small talk.
Ah, yes. Hugely important. Those little chats that help us connect with people.
Yeah, coworkers, neighbors, someone you're waiting next to.
Exactly. Small talk builds rapport, that sense of community, even in brief moments.
So let's set a scene. Maybe waiting at a bus stop.
Perfect. Someone standing nearby might just turn and say,
Hi. Lovely day, isn't it? Very standard, neutral opener. Weather's always safe.
totally safe. And a natural reply could be, it is, finally. We've had so much rain this past week.
Right. You agree, and you add a little something related. Keeps the conversation going just a tiny bit.
Then maybe you add, I know, hoping it stays this nice for the weekend. Sharing that common hope about the weather, very relatable.
Mm-hmm. And the other person might pick up on that and say,
Me too. Do you take this bus often? Shifting slightly, showing a bit of interest in routine or common ground.
and you could answer, usually yes. I work downtown. How about you? Share a little. Ask back. Opens the door for more if you both want.
And what's key here, I think, is how just a few simple, often open-ended sentences can create that little spark of connection.
Yeah, it's less about deep information and more about just establishing a friendly vibe, right?
Precisely. Acknowledging each other. Being present.
Okay, so we've walked through these key scenarios: shopping, coffee, waiting around. Thinking about someone listening to this, what are some practical things they can actually do to get more comfortable with this real-life English?
Right, actionable steps. Well, number one, and this sounds basic, but actually speak out loud.
Just say the phrases.
Yes. Don't just read them silently or think them. Physically say, "Could I get a large cappuccino, please?"
Hmm,
Get your mouth used to forming the sounds. It helps lock it in.
that makes sense. It's like muscle memory for your mouth.
Exactly. Another really effective thing is to listen and then repeat what native speakers say.
What do you mean? Like from movies?
Yeah, movies, podcasts, TV shows, YouTube videos, even bits of conversation you might overhear safely. Try to copy their pronunciation, the rhythm, the intonation. It's called shadowing.
Shadowing. Okay, I like that. Like being their echo.
Pretty much, you're focusing on the how it's said, not just the what.
Gotcha. What else?
Focus on learning phrases, not just single words in isolation.
Hmm.
Think about those chunks like, could I have, or where can I find, or even something like, it was nice talking to you. These are like reusable building blocks.
Right, so you learn the pattern, the chunk, and then you can just plug different things into it. That feels much more doable than memorizing word lists.
It really is. And maybe the most important tip, honestly, just do it. Engage in conversations when you can.
Even tiny ones.
Especially tiny ones. A greeting, a quick question, a comment about the weather. Don't wait until you feel perfectly fluent. That moment might never come.
Hmm.
Start now. Every single interaction, no matter how small, is practice. It counts.
That's a really crucial reminder, I think. It's so easy to get hung up on making mistakes or sounding perfect.
But the goal is communication, right? Connection, not perfection.
Absolutely.
And one last practical idea. Try recording yourself speaking. Just for like a minute or two each day.
Oh, interesting. What would you talk about?
Anything. Your day, your plans, what you had for lunch, describe a picture. Doesn't matter. The point is to listen back.
Ah, so you can hear yourself.
Yeah. Exactly. You can hear your pronunciation, your pauses, maybe notice phrases you overuse or spots where you hesitate. It's like a private speaking check-in.
That's a really practical tool, like a personal speaking journal, almost.
Sort of, yeah. So, okay, as we kind of wrap this up, the big takeaway.
For me, it's that the real aim of learning English, or any language, is effective communication. It's feeling confident in those everyday moments.
Exactly. It's not about, writing a flawless essay every time you speak.
No, it's about walking into that coffee shop and getting the drink you want without feeling stressed. It's understanding directions. It's connecting, even briefly, with the people you share space with.
And the way you build that confidence is through practice, actively looking for and using this real-life English.
The more you do it, the more natural it feels.
It becomes second nature. It's an ongoing journey, really. Practical application leads to practical skills.
So the final thought for everyone listening is, take these ideas, pay attention to the English happening around you in stores, online, wherever, and don't be afraid to just jump in and try.
Yeah, that real-world practice, that's where the real-world confidence comes from. It truly is.